Oh, because anybody can identify with loss, whether through a tragedy or natural causes, and certainly something like this. Anybody losing a child. My sister passed away the day my daughter was born, and my mother has never been the same. And being a parent, obviously, everybody can identify with it. It's very moving, but it's also very uplifting and very hopeful. I'm a firm believer that there is a heaven, and our life on this earth is going to be short, whether you live to 100 or you live to 14. So, to me, it's ultimately a very uplifting piece. Well, my oldest child is a girl, and our relationship is so special. And I mean, it's that classic daddy-daughter thing. Until you have a daughter, you'll never understand it. As a man, and I love my daughter to death. That's my little princess. Oh my God, the suspense, the amount of fear that Stanley Tucci puts in it, considering what happens early on with Saoirse, and then what could happen with my other daughter, and what's happened to all these other innocent people, is very scary stuff.
Yeah, well, I think it's interesting to actually tell everyone that she has been murdered at the very start of the film. And also, as well, you have this sense of security because you know that she's talking from a better place and she's okay. So I think that's really nice. It sort of becomes this positive, hopeful feeling that you get from the film. So, well, you see at the start of the film, while Susie's still alive, that they have a lot in common. They've got this special connection. She was the first baby born, and they share a love for ships and bottles and creating things like that. So they've bonded an awful lot through her life. And this man is completely broken when she's taken away from him. And so I think that beautiful scene in the film when, the candle scene, I think that's gorgeous. I think it's the best way to, and then the voiceover as well describes how strong a father's love can be. So.
Well, it is a thriller because you're always hoping that the bad guy's going to get caught, and you're nervous for the sister. But I think that it's really genius that you don't see the actual act, and it's really genius that from the very beginning in the novel that Susie narrates it, because somehow that tells you she's in control. So in the film, as in the novel, when her voiceover is the one you're listening to, even though you know her fate and though it's disturbing to see what happens, somehow the fact that she's telling her story gives you a sense that she'll somehow be okay. So I think that's very clever.
Well, it's the way Peter has constructed the film. The film is at once a part of it is thriller-like, and the rest of it is a beautiful, sophisticated drama.
I think it's something that a lot of people can relate to. I think it's a lot of families' fears. That the incident and what really happens in the movie, but what they go through and what the family goes through in the aftermath of this crime is. I think a lot of people can relate to it. I think it's just like everybody's who has kids, it's their worst fear come true. So I think the journey that the characters go on is something that will touch a lot of raw nerves. Yeah, I mean, there's a crime committed, and there's an attempt to unravel the crime and find the culprit, and a chase to bring this guy to justice, and that is an aspect. The movie kind of works on a number of different levels actually, which is I think why it's unique. It's definitely. Doesn't really kind of conform to one genre or another. It's its own kind of thing. I mean, the book was as well, and but then the film kind of I think does that too. Yeah, he's someone who can I think has a knack for blending reality and hyper reality. I don't want to necessarily pin it down to supernatural or fantasy, but like otherworldliness. Was what I'd say, and to have those two things exist in the same breath almost, and he can really do that.